morning, guys. It's me, Sandra, TTC 45. Just checking in with you guys. How are you guys doing this morning? It is the day after Thanksgiving, so it is officially Black Friday. This is probably about the time people start packing the stores, but not me. I did my Christmas shopping. I've always learned to do your Christmas shopping early when everything is still available, especially sometimes you can find sales better than Black Friday sales even before Black Friday. And because I'm having multiples this pregnancy, my Christmas shopping was very short this year. I'm not buying nobody nothing but my Pebbles and my grandkids. I've already told the adult kids, which they're spoiled to me buying them stuff on Christmas because they always get what they want. I told them not this year, and they understand that because it was the same way when I was pregnant with Pebbles. So usually what happens at this time is that we do a grab bag where they can pick and choose somebody to buy a gift for, and that way they don't have to buy a gift for everybody and everybody gets a gift. But that is not what I came here to talk about. I came to talk about I am 32 weeks pregnant today, and I'm still pregnant. I am so excited that I've been able to hold these little girls in me for 2 more weeks at least, which is what my doctor wanted. She told me that it would make her happy if I make it to 32 weeks, but it would make her ecstatic if I make it to 34 weeks. But me, I would be happy to make it to 34 weeks, and I would be ecstatic to make it to my induction date, 36 weeks. So it's not been an easy 2 weeks, not because of contractions or anything. I do have Braxton Hicks contractions. I've not had any real contractions, thank God. I've been really taking it easy since leaving the hospital, but I still have that overlapping back pain when I was in the hospital and I was going through back labor, and it is killing me because I already have sciatica and that nerve is kicking my butt. When I went to see my OB last week, she suggested if I wanted to go see a chiropractor. I told her I didn't care, but I went through this process with Pebbles and they was not able to find me a maternity chiropractor. They sent me to a chiropractor who have had maternity patients, pregnant women, but he wasn't specialized in it, and he just was not doing a good job. And after about 3 visits, he did realize I needed to see somebody that was more specialized in pregnant women. But by the time they even came up with another doctor, I had already delivered Pebbles, so I never did get a chance to meet any chiropractor that specializes in pregnant women. But my OB said she was going to look around and see what she can do. But in the meantime, it's been kind of rough even working, and I work from home. It's so hard to sit up at the computer for 8 hours a day and even stand up. It's really difficult, but I'm biting through the pain because I can't really afford to take off work now. If you take off of work before your delivery, you're not going to get paid. They don't start paying you for maternity leave until the day you deliver. And you have to deliver before 5 p.m. to get paid starting that day. Otherwise, it don't start until the next day. So I've decided that I'm gonna kind of push through the pain. I have found some relief in taking Tylenol 3s, and I've been putting some icy hot on my back. That has been helping. I've been heating my back. That has been helping. And trying to lay down as much as possible. Of course, that has been helping. So I'm going to try to push myself to work 2 more weeks, which I'll be 34 weeks at that time. And at that time, I will then go on maternity leave, because then I'll be 2 weeks away from delivery. I won't get paid for those 2 weeks, but I'm okay. I can go a couple of weeks without being paid. I just can't go like a whole month without being paid, but I can go a couple weeks without being paid. So if I have to leave, that will be the soonest that I will leave. I've already sent the paperwork to my employer that I need to give to my doctor, and I'm going to give it to my doctor. My doctor will fill it out, and then it will be December the 10th would be my last day, so my maternity leave will start December the 13th. So that is it for maternity. Other than that, I'm gonna tell y'all ladies, this 3rd trimester has been totally hell. I don't even know what's worse, the 1st trimester or the 3rd trimester. And the killer part is, I'm not even all that big. A lot of people that know I'm carrying twins, they said my stomach don't look that big to be carrying twins. And when I look in the mirror, it does not look that big to be carrying twins. But I'm having so many other issues, like the round ligament pain, and I don't have the restless leg syndrome, thank God. I'm starting to lose a lot of weight. I'm kind of concerned about that. I'm going to talk to I don't see my OB again until next week, but I'm going to talk to her about that weight loss. What else issues I've been having besides the back pain? Of course, I'm very fatigued. I've been having food aversions, which I didn't have that in the 1st or the 2nd trimester. Of course, these Braxton Hicks contractions are getting more intense, and they're getting more frequent. The babies are the babies. They are very, very active babies. I started NST 2 weeks ago, and just like any other sonographer that deals with these babies, those NST sonographers, my babies get them a run for their money, honey, because they have to literally sit next to me and hold the monitor, so if the baby moves, they can move the monitor with the baby. They never get a clear, I think they got to have 20 minutes, a non-interruption or something, I don't know what it is, but they never, so far I've been to 4 appointments and they have never been able to maintain that, not with these babies. So what happens is, after I do the NST, they send me over to ultrasound. The ultrasound is only supposed to be measuring the fluid, but they've had to actually do what the NST was not able to do, and that's to monitor the baby for a few seconds, make sure the baby is practicing breathing, make sure the baby is practicing swallowing, and then they have to count the movements. So it goes a little longer than it should, just because I have uncooperative babies. But other than that, when the maternal fetal medicine comes in, he just be so ecstatic. He always be like, you have just outbeat all the odds. We just never expected you would make it even this far. And these babies are just looking good. They're doing good. He's like, I just don't have nothing to say but keep up the good work, you know. So he don't spend much time up in there. And that's good, but of course, tell that to my body. So now, if I do go out, I try not to go out, period. But if I do go out, especially to the grocery stores, because that's the only place I'm gonna go if I go out, I always use one of the ride-on carts. I just try to avoid walking altogether because it really hurts when I walk. And not just my back, but the pressure on my pelvis. Because baby age sits really, really low. They tell me that every time they do an ultrasound, sometimes they have a hard time measuring her because she's so far down in the canal area. She is way down there. So she sits so low, and it just puts so much pressure on her. So today is my growth scan. So I'm excited to see how big these little babies got. You know, I haven't had a growth scan in 3 weeks because now they do it once every 3 weeks. So I'm excited to see how big they've gotten and see is that the reason why it's causing so much pressure. Sometimes I be thinking that they not growing at all because my stomach is not really that big. It's dropped, but it is not really that big. And then I'm of course I'm concerned about the weight loss, but that's something I have to talk to my OB about and see what she suggests. But I am a little concerned about it because it's not like a gradual weight loss. It's like a rapid weight loss, and no, I'm all for losing weight, but I'd rather lose weight the healthy weight. And if you know that you have not been eating like you should be eating and you still losing weight, then you know something's gotta be wrong. So that's why I need to get that checked out. So I'm gonna go in here and see the maternal fetal medicine, get my NST. Even though it's the day after Thanksgiving, I still have to do my NST and do my growth scan. And when I leave here, I have to go to my OB's other clinic because she's not at the one I usually go to. The one I usually go to, she's there on Thursdays, and her other clinic, she's there on Friday. So by today being Friday, yesterday was a holiday, I have to go over to her other clinic, which is a whole lot longer of a drive because it's on the west side of the city that I'm in. But I ain't gotta work, so there's no rush. I'm not gonna trip. I will be back to let you know how the babies are doing and see how they have grown. The last weight that they had, they was 3 pounds 6 ounces, I think. I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't remember. I know they was over 3 pounds the last time they was weighed. So I don't know what they are today. So I'm going to go in and find out what they are today, and then I'm going to come back to you ladies and let you guys know. Stay tuned, ladies. Bye. Contractions back. Hope they not sticking around for long. Okay, guys, my NST didn't go too well. Babies were contracting a lot. My blood pressure was elevated. I am 32 weeks, so you know, as I explained to you guys about Pebbles, that at 32 weeks, that's when you start having pregnancy-induced high blood pressure. And my blood pressure been excellent up until this point. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but my maternal fetal medicine has sent me to labor and delivery to be monitored. He told me all they was gonna do was check to make sure I wasn't showing sign of preeclampsia and to make sure my cervix hasn't changed. If my cervix hasn't changed and I'm not showing signs of preeclampsia, then I get to go back home. If my cervix changed or I'm showing signs of preeclampsia, then I might have to stay. So I'm going to keep you guys updated, and I'll be back to let you know what happened in a later video. Bye, ladies. Continue to pray for me. Hey guys, guess what? I'm out of labor and delivery 4 hours later. I'm glad that I get to go home and lay down in my own nice, soft, comfortable bed, because they beds are not comfortable at all. But he did tell me that as long as my cervix hadn't changed and as long as I didn't show signs of preeclampsia, that they was most likely going to send me home. They did the blood work, they did the urine. There was no signs of preeclampsia, and I understood his concern because of the fact that I have a history of preeclampsia. Not to mention, I have a history of preterm birth with twins, so the contractions kind of made him a little concerned as well. But you know, I'm in the 3rd trimester. I do have a twin pregnancy. I'm going to have a lot of contractions that's not going to be related to real labor. But I've had enough kids to know, you know, the difference between the Braxton Hicks and the real labor contractions. Just like when I came in a couple of weeks ago, I believe that was real labor because that kicked my tail. But there's 2 different maternal fetal medicine doctors that I see when I come. I think this one is just a little extra. He just do too much. And I tried to let him know that I had an appointment with the OB afterwards. You know, if there's any concerns that she may have, she could check him out then. She can, you know, check to see if my cervix changed. She can follow up with my blood pressure since I did just take my medicine. But he wasn't having that, and I was just trying to be an obedient patient. So I just did what he wanted me to do. And 4 hours later, I'm gone. So I did continue on to my OB appointment, even though I was 4 hours late, but she knew I was at the hospital because they had already contacted her. And she told me next time, if I didn't want to go to labor and delivery and I'd rather come see her, that she's okay with that. I don't have to go to labor and delivery, she said, because you've had enough children to know when you are in real labor or what's going on with your body, and I trust your decision. So she was like, I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to let him know, you know, if she has an appointment with me right after, she could just come on over to see me. So I was glad that she understood, you know, my concern about that. And but they all say the babies are doing great, the babies are looking great. I'm not sure about the weight. They don't seem to be gaining weight. It seemed like they was gaining weight pretty good at first, and they was in the 50 percentile. I think the smaller twin at one point was probably in the 40 some percentile. The bigger twin was in the 50 percentile, but they always been close to 50 or above 50. Now they're only in a 26 percentile, so they have really fallen down. And I told the maternal fetal medicine I was concerned about that, but he said the way they look at it, they compare it to the last growth scan, and there's a certain amount of weight they have to grow from one scan to the next, and according to that, they have met that growth on the lower normal part, which means that they're behind, but only a little bit behind. And because of the fact that they are twins, it's not concerning to him, because he said twins tends to grow smaller. Well, that's funny, because I had a set of twins and my boys was over 4 pounds at 29 weeks, and I'm 32 weeks, and these babies are just at 4 pounds. Baby, now I got to figure out who is who now, since they done switched them up. Baby B, was it baby A? Baby B is 4 pounds, and baby A is 3 pounds 12 ounces. They done switched them up. The babies aren't switched up, but the A and B has been switched up, because the same baby is still sitting on my right side and the same baby is still sitting on my left side. But the baby that used to be on my right side was baby A, and the baby on my left side was baby B. However, because baby B have moved down to the birth canal, they consider baby B now baby A, because whichever baby is closest to the birth canal is going to be considered baby A. So this is why they switched them up. So now baby A is on the left side and baby B is on the right side. The labels have switched, but the babies haven't switched. And they said that's just how it works. You know, the baby closest to the cervix is going to be considered baby A. So that's fine with me, because the way I am naming them, I'm naming them based off of who comes out first. So I'm not naming them based off of who is baby A or who is baby B. I'm naming them after who comes out first. But yeah, as of now, is nothing more to report. I am going to talk to you guys about coming out to my family at the Thanksgiving dinner, but I don't feel like talking about it right now because I don't really feel good and I need to get home and get into bed. But I will talk about that in another video. I wished I would have videoed it. I had ample time to video it, but I just wasn't feeling it when I was there. But I'll tell you guys about how it turned out when I finally let the rest of the extended family know that I was pregnant and was carrying twins and was going to be having them in 4 weeks. Do you believe that, ladies? I got 4 more weeks. So I'm hoping to keep these little girls in there if I can work. My OB said that she's glad I'm taking off. She wish I would consider taking off now, but I explained to her I couldn't afford to do it, so she said she understood. So I'm just going to try to get through these 2 weeks, and then I'm done. So continue to pray for me, ladies, and I will keep you ladies informed on what is going on with me and the babies. Okay, ladies? Sticky baby does to all of you ladies. TTC. Bye, ladies.